a big, dad and husband, and lots of ladies are always like, when is Leo gonna play that role in real life?
Right. I never really talk about that stuff.
It doesn't interest you at all?
No, I just never talk about those things.
At 51, Leonardo DiCaprio remains one of the most recognized actors in modern film history. His career began in childhood and moved through major box office films, award-winning performances, and long-term environmental work. Over the years, his life has included public success, industry pressure, personal loss, and constant media attention. This timeline looks at his early years, his rise in Hollywood, key career turning points, public scrutiny, and the personal events that shaped his path. The story follows clear facts and documented events to understand how his life developed over 5 decades. Leonardo DiCaprio was born on November 11, 1974, in Los Angeles, California. He was the only child of Ermeline Indenburken and George DiCaprio. His parents separated when he was very young, but both remained involved in his life. He was raised mainly by his mother, who worked hard to support him. She held different jobs while also helping him attend auditions and school. They lived in several neighborhoods in Los Angeles, including areas with limited financial resources. These early experiences gave him a clear view of economic differences within the city. As a child, he showed strong energy and curiosity. He expressed interest in performing at an early age. His mother encouraged him to try acting and took him to auditions. He began appearing in television commercials during the 1980s. These early jobs helped him gain confidence in front of cameras. He also appeared in educational television programs designed for children. During his early teenage years, he continued to pursue acting more seriously. He attended auditions regularly while balancing school responsibilities. His persistence led to guest roles on television series. One of his early recurring roles came in the show Growing Pains, where he joined the cast during its final season. This role increased his visibility and helped him gain industry experience. Throughout this period, his mother remained his main source of stability and guidance. She supported his ambition while ensuring he stayed focused on long-term goals. His father, who worked in publishing and art distribution, also encouraged creative thinking. Even though his parents were separated, they maintained communication and involvement in his development. By the end of the 1980s, Leonardo DiCaprio had moved from small commercial work to steady television roles. He had developed discipline, audition experience, and familiarity with film sets. These early years created a professional base that allowed him to move into film roles in the early 1990s. His childhood was closely connected to the entertainment industry, but it was also shaped by family support and financial awareness. These combined factors set the stage for his transition into larger acting opportunities in the next phase of his career. That in the early 1990s, Leonardo DiCaprio began moving from television into feature films. This shift marked an important stage in his career. In 1993, he appeared in the film This Boy's Life, acting alongside established performers. The role gave him broader exposure within the film industry. That same year, he played Arnie Grape in What's Eating Gilbert Grape. His performance received strong reviews from critics and earned him his first Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. At a young age, he was now being discussed as a serious actor rather than only a television performer. After this early recognition, he continued choosing roles that allowed him to explore different characters. In The Basketball Diaries, he portrayed a troubled teenager facing addiction. The role required emotional range and discipline. He followed this with Marvin's Room, where he worked with experienced actors and gained more industry respect. These films did not all achieve major box office success, but they strengthened his reputation for taking demanding parts. In 1996, he starred in Romeo and Juliet, a modern adaptation of William Shakespeare's play. The film reached a younger audience and increased his popularity worldwide. His image began to shift from character actor to leading man. This period also brought increased attention from fans and media outlets. Magazine covers and television interviews became more common. His public recognition grew rapidly. During these years, he balanced artistic roles with projects that expanded his commercial appeal. He was careful not to repeat the same type of character. Directors began viewing him as someone capable of handling complex material. Casting opportunities increased, and larger studios showed interest in working with him. By the mid-1990s, Leonardo DiCaprio had moved beyond being a promising young actor. He was now positioned as a leading figure among his generation in Hollywood. His performances had earned award nominations, critical attention, and growing fan support. This steady rise prepared him for a film that would change the scale of his career completely. As the decade continued, he accepted the leading role in a large historical drama directed by James Cameron. The project required extensive production planning and a significant budget. At this stage in his life, he was entering a new level of visibility and responsibility. The next phase of his timeline would show how global success affected both his professional path and his public image. In 1997, Leonardo DiCaprio starred in Titanic, directed by James Cameron. The film was set against the historical sinking of the RMS Titanic and required a large production budget. DiCaprio played the role of Jack Dawson, a fictional passenger. The film was released worldwide and became one of the highest-grossing films in history at that time. It won multiple Academy Awards and reached audiences across different countries and age groups. After the release of Titanic, DiCaprio's public visibility increased sharply. He became widely recognized in international markets. Media outlets frequently covered his appearances, interviews, and daily activities. Public interest extended beyond his acting work to his personal life. Entertainment magazines and television programs reported regularly on his relationships and social events. The level of attention created new professional challenges. He was now associated strongly with the romantic image of his character in Titanic. To avoid being limited to similar roles, he chose projects that differed in tone and subject. He reduced his on-screen appearances for a short period and focused on selecting scripts carefully. This decision showed a shift from rapid career growth to long-term planning. In the years following Titanic, he avoided immediate sequels or similar large-scale romance films. Instead, he began working toward collaborations with established directors known for serious dramatic work. During this time, he also adjusted to increased security needs and changes in personal privacy. Public appearances were managed more closely, and interviews often centered on career strategy rather than personal matters. This phase of his life reflected the impact of sudden global recognition. His career moved from rising actor to international celebrity within a short period. At the same time, he worked to reshape his professional image. By the early 2000s, he was preparing for roles that would mark a new stage of artistic development and industry respect. In the early 2000s, Leonardo DiCaprio began building long-term professional partnerships. One of the most significant collaborations was with director Martin Scorsese. Their first major project together was Gangs of New York, released in 2002. The film marked the start of a working relationship that would continue for many years. It introduced DiCaprio to large historical productions that required detailed preparation and complex characters. He continued working with Scorsese in The Aviator in 2004. In this film, he portrayed Howard Hughes, an aviation pioneer and film producer. The role required research into historical records and careful character study. His performance earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor. The nomination strengthened his position as a leading dramatic performer in Hollywood. In 2006, he appeared in The Departed, another collaboration with Scorsese. The film achieved both critical and commercial success. During this period, he also starred in Blood Diamond, which earned him another Academy Award nomination. These projects showed a consistent pattern of selecting roles that involved complex moral situations and strong character development. Through the late 2000s and early 2010s, he continued appearing in major films such as Inception and Shutter Island. In 2013, he starred in The Wolf of Wall Street. The film received wide attention and led to another Academy Award nomination. Although he received multiple nominations over the years, he did not win during this period. Public discussions often mentioned this pattern, but he continued focusing on film selection rather than award results. In 2015, he starred in The Revenant. The production involved outdoor filming in cold climates and physically demanding scenes. In 2016, he won the Academy Award for Best Actor for this role. The award marked a major professional milestone after more than 2 decades in film. By this stage, his career had reached long-term stability. He had established himself as both a commercial and critical success within the industry. Alongside his acting career, Leonardo DiCaprio developed a strong interest in environmental issues. In 1998, he established the Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation. The organization focused on climate change, wildlife protection, and ocean conservation. The foundation funded projects around the world and supported scientific research groups. This step marked the beginning of a long-term commitment outside of film. During the 2000s, he used interviews and public appearances to speak about environmental concerns. He supported documentaries that addressed global warming and habitat loss. In 2007, he produced and narrated The 11th Hour, a documentary about environmental challenges facing the planet. The project included interviews with scientists and policy experts. His advocacy expanded over time. In 2014, he was appointed as a United Nations Messenger of Peace with a focus on climate change. In this role, he spoke at international conferences and supported global climate agreements. His speeches centered on scientific findings and environmental policy discussions. He met with world leaders and participated in climate events linked to the United Nations. In addition to public speaking, his foundation funded conservation projects in different countries. These included marine protection areas and wildlife preservation programs. Grants were distributed to organizations working on renewable energy and forest protection. Reports from the foundation outline financial support and measurable goals. Throughout this period, his environmental efforts operated alongside his film work. He often scheduled activism activities around movie production timelines. His public identity became linked to both acting and climate advocacy. While some public attention focused on his lifestyle choices, his environmental work continued consistently over many years. By the mid-2010s and into the 2020s, his advocacy had become a stable part of his professional profile. His involvement in environmental issues added another dimension to his long-term career path. Beyond film and award recognition throughout his career, Leonardo DiCaprio's personal life has remained a frequent topic in entertainment media. News coverage has often focused on his relationships and social life. Reports regularly discussed the age of his partners and the length of his relationships. These discussions appeared in magazines, online platforms, and television programs. Over time, this pattern became a consistent part of how media outlets covered his public image. Despite this attention, he has generally kept personal details limited in interviews. Most of his public statements focus on film projects or environmental issues. He rarely provides extended commentary about relationships or private matters. As a result, much of the public narrative about his personal life has been shaped by media reporting rather than direct explanations from him. The presence of photographers and entertainment reporters has remained steady for decades. Public appearances at film premieres, award ceremonies, and social events often lead to renewed media coverage. Social media platforms have increased the speed and reach of this reporting in recent years. Discussions about his dating history frequently trend online, especially when new relationships are reported. At the same time, his professional work has continued without major interruption. He has maintained regular film collaborations and production involvement. Industry partnerships and casting decisions have not shown significant disruption due to media attention. His schedule has remained structured around long-term film projects. This period reflects the balance between privacy and visibility that often comes with long-term celebrity status. While personal topics receive frequent coverage, he has continued to manage his career in a steady manner. As he moves further into his 50s, both his public image and professional record remain active subjects of discussion. The final stage of this timeline will look at his current career position and overall industry. Standing at age 51. Leonardo DiCaprio remains an active figure in the film industry. His career now spans more than 4 decades, beginning in television and continuing through major international film productions. He continues to work with established directors and production companies. In recent years, he has taken roles in large-scale films that address historical and social themes. He has also remained involved as a producer on selected projects. His collaborations with longtime partners in the industry have continued into the 2020s. Directors who have worked with him in the past have returned for new projects. This consistency reflects long-term professional relationships built over many years. His name remains associated with films that receive wide theatrical releases and award consideration. Alongside acting, his environmental advocacy remains active. His foundation continues to fund conservation and climate-related initiatives. Public appearances connected to environmental causes still form part of his yearly schedule. These activities operate alongside his film commitments rather than replacing them. Public discussion about his personal life continues, especially in digital media spaces. However, this attention has not significantly altered his work pattern. He maintains a controlled public presence, with interviews typically centered on film production and environmental topics. Industry recognition, including past Academy Award wins and nominations, continues to shape his professional reputation. At this stage of his life, his timeline shows a progression from child actor to established industry figure. His record includes commercial success, award recognition, long-term activism, and ongoing public scrutiny. Each stage connects chronologically, forming a career built over time rather than short-term visibility. This completes the structured overview of his life and professional path up to age 51.